Good evening, yogis. My name is Daniel. This is Daniel Lee Yoga. Thank you for joining me for practice today. I have Coney with me. He wants to say hello to everyone. He's going to be joining us for class, and I want to thank you all for joining me. It's Friday. We made it through another week. Good to congratulate yourself. And today we have a level 2 class ready for us. So it's 60 minutes, Vinyasa based class. We'll definitely be flowing. With it being level 2, I'll introduce some more advanced postures. I'll still provide some modifications along the way so that whether you're at any level of practice, you should be able to make a practice that works for you. Hello, Ellen. Good evening to you. Thanks for checking in. Always good to see you. So we've been working on opening up our chest and our shoulders this week, starting with the fundamentals on Monday, ramping it up to level 1 on Wednesday, and now we're here to conclude our class with our chest and our shoulders today for practice with our level 2. So in any practice, it's still going to be a full body workout, but we are focusing a little more on the chest and the shoulders. That's definitely where I hold my stress, and so I love these practices that give a little bit more focus and attention in that area because it allows me to kind of release that by the end of class. So I hope you all are ready. I have a couple blocks nearby me. It's not super necessary, nothing really planned for them, but if you traditionally do have them, you can keep them around. A lot of times they can help you in some of the poses, especially if you're used to using them. So just place those up at the top of your mat for now. And we'll get started in a nice, comfortable seat to start. And in your comfortable seat, just cross your legs, have your ankles below your knees. If you ever need to sit up straight, if you have trouble sitting up here, you can always roll up your mat, sit up on a block, or even place a towel underneath you. If you prefer any other way of sitting, that's fine. We're just going to get started with just a little bit of breathing here. So wherever you are, just sit down, root yourself, create a nice long spine by rising through the crown of your head, softening your shoulders, and just resting your palms either on top of your knees or your thighs. Just go through a gentle breath work to begin practice. This will be Samavriti, equal parts inhale and exhale. So I'll count down through the inhales and the exhales. And as you breathe in, try to breathe in deeply. Notice your chest expanding as you fill up. And as you let the air out, notice that compression, the stomach falling, the chest falling. You have the option of closing your eyes, keeping your gaze softened, or your eyes can stay open. Just start to settle in. Let's just take a couple easy breaths to start. Take a nice inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Let's begin. Inhale through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold the breath in at the top. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold the breath out. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold the breath in. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold the breath out. And relax your breathing. Return to normal breath. Your eyes can start to gently blink open if they were closed. And just bring your awareness back here to the present moment. All right. Let's start on our backs. Meet me there with your knees slightly bent, feet on the mat. From here, let's gently draw both knees in towards our chest, gentle squeeze. Now let's keep the right knee hugged in, wrap the hands around that right knee, extend that left leg out. Try to keep that left leg covered, flexing the left foot. Toes and the knee faces up towards the ceiling. Let's gently draw that right knee in towards our right chest as we extend straight out through that left heel. Take one more deep inhale here. And exhale, let's switch. Let's draw the left knee in. Wrap the hands around the left knee as you extend and straighten that right leg out. Try to hover that right heel an inch or two off the mat. Flexing both toes, making sure the knee also faces up towards the ceiling. Drawing that left knee in towards your chest, extending that right heel away from the body. Stay for one more breath. And exhale, now release your knee. We'll start to move on the breath. So we'll draw the right knee in on our inhale, and switch, draw the left knee in, exhale. Or do whatever way works for you. So you may be moving a little bit faster, a little bit slower than me. Try to be mindful with your movements here, using this as an opportunity to connect your breath to your movements. Keeping both feet flexed throughout so the toes and the knees face up towards the ceiling. With that extended leg, you can gently spin that inner thigh in and down towards the mat. Now start to hug that navel in and down. Keep moving. Now continue this, so continue hugging opposite leg in on each breath, but you'll release your arms forward. Keep the back of your head and your shoulders on the mat. So arms come forward down to your sides, palms face up, and arms are hovering off the mat, maybe an inch or two. So you're still drawing one knee in and then the other. Just have the arms down to your sides, palms face up. Keep hugging that navel in and down to reduce that arch in your spine. We'll do two more each side. Then you have the option to advance, or you can stay right here if you're comfortable. So if you're advancing with me, same thing with the legs, but lift the shoulders and the back of the head off the mat. Really hug that navel in and down. This is where we're going to start to really engage the core here. It will help us stay stable, help us keep our legs off the mat. Make sure those shoulders are up off the mat if you can. Reaching the fingertips forward. Keep the chin slightly tucked and the neck elongated so you're not curling around too much. Still in a nice long spine here. Let's do two more each side. We're not done yet. We're going to stop with our left knee in, our right leg straightened out. Now move both arms to the inside edge of that left foot, and then we'll pulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay up and we'll switch. Right knee in, left leg straightened, both feet flexed, both hands to the left side, and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gently release. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Shoulders and back of the head release on the mat. Take a couple deep breaths here. I know that can be challenging. It's super challenging for me, but it's nice. I don't know, sometimes it's nice for me to get the core work over with at the beginning of practice. Good way to heat up the body as well. All right, let's grab behind the thighs, roll up and back a couple times. We'll meet in tabletop. If you just like to let your legs fall off to the side, that works. Either way, just eventually meet us in tabletop. In your tabletop, wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips, tops of the feet to the mat. Gently pressing down through the base of each finger in each palm. Gently press down through the tops of the feet. Let's add our cow cats. So let's inhale as we drop the navel, tailbone lift, heart comes forward, look up. Exhale, round the back, shoulders separate, head hangs heavy, cat pose. Reversing that, inhale into your cow. Exhale, round into your cat. Keep going on your breath. If any of you have regularly attended my practices or watched my videos, you'll know we pretty much always do our cat cows beginning of practice. There's a reason for that. It's just a perfect way to wake up the spine, bring some movement, some flexibility into it. So if you ever need just like a 30-second or 1-minute practice to do anything in your body, I must always recommend just do some cat cows. Coney agrees with me. He's right here. Let's just do one more each way. And then gently come back to a nice neutral spine. Gently hug that navel in and up. Let's extend the right arm forward, extend the left leg back. Keep the right arm up at shoulder height, pinky down, thumb up, left thigh up at hip height. If this is too much, just release your left toes down to the mat. Otherwise, keep it up at hip height, flexing the toes, pressing back through that left heel. Staying for one more breath. And exhale, gently release, right hand down, left knee down. Switch to the other side. Left arm forward, right leg back. Keep flexing the right toes. If this is too much, you can release your right leg to the mat. Pinky down, thumb up. Extend through the fingers as you press back through the heel. Hug the navel in and up. Stay for one more breath. And exhale, gently release. And we'll continue that. We'll advance onto it. So, extend the right arm forward, left leg back, press back through the left heel. Inhale, add a back bend. Your heel and the hand raises slightly as you look up. Exhale, we'll round, come into cat pose as your elbow and knee comes into touch. So we inhale, extend into our cow, arm and leg extended. Exhale, round into your cat, elbow to knee. 2 more times. Inhale, extend, slight arch. Exhale, round the back, elbow to knee. 1 more here. Inhale, extend. And exhale, round. Gently release both hand and knee down. We'll switch to the other side. So now extend the left arm forward, right leg back. Again, you can stay here if this is enough. Otherwise, if you're advancing with me, we'll inhale as the hand and the leg raises, arching the back. Exhale as you round into cat, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Cat pose. Inhale, extend. Oh, sorry, Coney. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. And exhale, round. Gently release that knee and the hand down. Shift your hips back onto your heels. You have a couple options for sitting back here. So if you like to have the tops of your feet to the mat, you can do that. Sit your hips back on your heels, or torso are going to be up. If you're one that likes to curl your toes under and sit your hips back on your heels, just do whatever works for you. We'll be here for a minute or so. And if either options don't work for you, just sit cross-legged. We'll just do a little work for the wrists. So bring both hands clasped, fingers clasped, but not quite up to the webbing. And then bring your wrist to touch. Let's just gently start to roll them in like a figure 8. We're just giving the wrist a little bit of attention here. Let's switch directions. I always feel my wrist crack a little bit during this. All right, slow it down. You can release the clasp of your fingers. Now place the back of your hands on the mat where the wrists line up with the knees. So whether you have your toes curled under or at the top of the feet or to the mat, fingers are back of the hands to the mat. And gently start to shift forward and shift back. So you're lifting up off your heels as you shift forward, and then you send your hips back. But try to keep the backs of your hands on the mat the entire time. So again, stay away from any pain. Just go to your capacity. Arms don't need to be fully straightened here, but just try to keep the entire back of the hand on the mat. Just adding a little stretch here. Just go back and forward 2 more times. And gently start to sit yourself back up and just shake out your wrists a little bit. Not too heavy here, just lightly shake them out. All right, let's come back into that tabletop for a moment. From our tabletop, we'll curl our toes under. We'll lift our hips up and back. Come into our first downward facing dog. First down dog, so let's take our dog for a walk. Let's pedal out those feet. Raise one heel and raise the other. Maybe lift one leg, you can lift the other as well. Just pedal out to your desire. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. And then let's come back to stillness. Let's inhale as we gaze forward. Bend the knees. Exhale, walk or step to the top of the mat. Feet or hips width distance. Stay in your forward fold. Let's clasp our hands behind our back. So we're clasping the fingers, bringing the wrists together. And then if you'd like, you can straighten your arms. And then gently start to lift your arms off your back. If that's too much for you, you can grab your opposite elbows and lift those off your back. Or if that's too much, just place your hands to your lower back, fingers down, draw the elbows in towards each other. So make it your forward fold here. Whatever you're doing with the shoulders, try to roll them up and back to create space in the collarbone. The chin is slightly tucked, knees can be bent, gaze is back between both legs. If you're clasping the fingers or the elbows, go ahead and switch your grip. So either opposite finger on top or grab opposite elbow on top. Then put those wrists together. Straighten the arms, lift them off your back. And let that head hang heavy. The back of the neck. Let's stay for 2 more breaths. One more breath here. And gently release both arms. Let the head and the arms hang heavy. We'll come up to standing nice and slowly. So press your feet into the mat, spin the inner thighs in and back, and gently start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head and the arms are the last to arrive. All right, once we're up, just roll those shoulders up and back a couple times, and then back and forward. All right, from the top of your mat or wherever you are, really, just bring your big toes to touch, your heels slightly separated. Raise your arms up overhead, and then clasp opposite elbows. Now, you may be one that can bring your arms overhead. It may have to stay forward of your forehead. Wherever you are, though, try to soften your shoulders down. A lot of times when we're raising those arms up, our shoulders come with us. So try and create a little bit more space here. We'll add a side lean here, holding onto our elbow. So press down through both feet. Inhale, create nice length in the spine. And exhale, we'll side lean over our right body here. So we're side leaning over to the right. Our hips stay forward or stay pointed forward, and our shoulders are as well. So try not to twist too much. Keep your head equally in between both biceps. Keep pressing down through that left heel. Create space in that right side of the body. Try not to crunch too much in those right side ribs. Stay for one more breath. Let's inhale back up to center. Switch the clasps of your hands. So opposite elbow forward. Press down through both feet. Inhale as you lengthen. And exhale, we'll lean to the left this time. And as you lean, keep softening those shoulders down. They always want to raise back up. I know mine always do. Keep pressing down through that right heel, creating length through the left side of the body as well as the right. Let's stay for 2 more breaths here. Nice, slow, deep breaths. You can always come back to those breaths we counted at the beginning of practice. Let's inhale, let's raise ourselves back up to center. Both arms up overhead. And exhale, release the arms down to the sides. Just practicing our eagle arms right now. So extend both arms out to the side. So for our eagle arms, wrap your arms, right arm underneath, left arm comes on top. Option 1 is to hug yourself. Option 2, bend at the elbows, bring the backs of your hands together. Option 3, palms come together. Now from here, again, drop your shoulders down your back. Lift your elbows up, press your feet down into the mat, maybe add a slight back bend. So as you lift those elbows up, you're releasing that tailbone down. Maybe you gaze up towards the ceiling. Stay for 1 more breath. And exhale, gently release. Release the arms out to the side, palms face forward. Let's switch, the opposite way. Now left arm on the bottom, right arm on top. You have your different options. Hug yourself, backs of the hands, or wrap a little bit more for your full eagle, palms touch. Either way, they're all activating the same component parts here. So try to lift those elbows up off your chest. Soften the shoulders down your back. Maybe start to add a slight back bend, pressing down through the feet, releasing the tailbone down. Maybe you gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep drawing that navel in and back. 1 more breath. And exhale, gently release. Oliver's here to say hi. What's up, Oliver? All right. Come to the top of the mat if you're not all there already. Separate your feet out to hips width distance. Release the arms down to your sides, palms face forward. Let's inhale the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, step your right foot back, keep your left leg forward. Drop your right knee down and inhale, raise the arms up overhead. We're here just for a breath. And exhale, release the arms down. Right toes curled under, step the right leg up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the palms, step the left leg back, release the left heel to the mat, press down through the feet and inhale, raise the arms up overhead just for a half breath here. And exhale, release the arms down. Curl the toes under, lift the knee and step the left foot up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press the feet down, inhale, lifting up to stand, arms out and up overhead. Exhale, hands down through center and down to the sides. Let's keep moving. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Exhale, forward fold, plant your palms, step your left foot back. Keep your left knee off the mat if you can. Press down through the right heel and inhale, lift the arms up, torso up, come into your high lunge, Anjaneyasana. We're staying for a couple breaths here. Making sure that right knee tracks on top of that right ankle, pressing that left heel back. We'll add our Garudasana, our eagle arms. So extend both arms out shoulder height, palms face forward. Wrap the right arm below, so left arm on top. You have your different options. Hug yourself, backs of the hands, or palms touch as you lift up. So you're lifting those elbows up, drawing the shoulders down your back. Keep pressing back through the left heel. Releasing the tailbone down just as we were when we were standing. Maybe add a slight back bend. Stay for 1 more breath here. Exhale, release your arms out to the side. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, release the arms forward. Let's send the left foot up to meet the right foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms, switching to the other side. Extend that right foot back. Keep that knee up if you can, otherwise drop it down. Press down through the feet and inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Come into your high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Get yourself nice and stable. Left knee tracks over that left ankle. Starting to straighten that back leg as you press back through the back heel. Soften that tailbone down. Let's add our eagle arms. Both palms forward. Arms out to the side. Wrap the left arm on the bottom this time. Wrap yourself, backs of the hands or palms touch, lifting the elbows up as you draw the shoulders down your back. Maybe add a slight back bend as you lift and release that tailbone down. Imagine you have a string on the center of your chest lifting you up towards the sky. Stay for one more breath. Exhale, gently release the arms out to the sides. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, hinge forward. Release the palms down. Step the left foot to meet the back foot. We're in our plank pose here. Now, if you need to, drop your knees to the mat. Otherwise, we're coming down to our forearm plank. So you can do one hand at a time. Release the right elbow down, release the left elbow down. Both palms still stay shoulder width distance. Again, you can drop to your knees if you need to. Just make sure that your tailbone stays up at your hip height, same height as your shoulders. So keep drawing the tailbone down toward your heels. We're here just for 2 more breaths. See if you can hold it. One more breath. Keep pressing down through the forearms. Now everyone drop your knees down, drop your hips down. And we'll come into Sphinx pose. So bring the tops of your feet to the mat. Sphinx pose, your arms should still be shoulder width distance with the elbows underneath your shoulders. So make sure you're lined up. I'm looking in the camera now. I need to slightly adjust here. So keeping those shoulders over the elbows. Gently start to send your heart forward as you release that tailbone back. Hug the ankles in towards the midline. Start to engage the legs, pressing the quadriceps down. Maybe your knees slightly lift up off the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Broaden through those collarbones. Draw the back of the shoulder blades down the mat. It's another one of those poses where it may not look like much is going on, but if you're engaging, you know it's working. Let's stay for a couple deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And exhale, you can let your arms fall out to the side. Gently release your forearm down. Your forehead down, I should say, sorry. And then place your wrists on either side of your ribs here. Fingers forward, wrists back. Draw the elbows back. Make sure the wrists are directly below the elbows. You may need to take a peek to look back. Now curl the toes under. Press the heels back so the knees start to raise up off the mat. Keep drawing the backs of the shoulders down, elbows in toward each other. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, push straight up into plank pose. See if you can push yourself up. Use your knees if you need to. Otherwise, let's send our hips up and back into downward facing dog. You can try that transition pose before or again. That'll be your homework. Pressing up from all the way on the mat into your plank pose. Well, for now, we're staying in down dog for a couple breaths. Feet or hips width distance. Spinning the inner thighs in and back. Keep pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Stay for one more breath. And inhale, gaze forward. This time, exhale as you walk your hands back towards your feet. As you walk your hands back towards your feet, you'll separate your feet out to the width of the mat, and we'll come down into Malasana, or garland, or squat pose. So if you're one that likes to use a block, you can place the block behind you, and we'll gently start to bend our knees, lower our hips, arms come forward into prayer position. So again, if you need a block, just place it underneath you. And if either a block or no block doesn't work for you, just stay up a little bit higher here. So your arms are coming to center in prayer position, and try to wrap your triceps inside your knees. And as you press your hands in towards each other, draw the thumb in towards the sternum. Press the knees in towards the triceps as the triceps press out towards the knees. Stay for one more breath here. And exhale, gently release your hands. Start to lift your hips. As you lift your hips, walk your feet back into hips width distance. Feet are nice and parallel. Heels behind the toes. And now here, take your peace fingers, so your index and your middle finger, wrap them around and underneath your big toe. Then you wrap the thumbs underneath those two toes. You have your yogi toe grip here. You can start with the knees bent, let your head hang heavy in this forward fold, and start to press the toes down as you lift those fingers up. So again, we're moving in opposite directions to try and deepen the stretch here. Let the back of your head hang heavy, slight tuck of the chin. You can start to maybe straighten those knees. Keep pressing those big toes down, gently lifting up with the fingers. We'll stay for one more breath. And exhale, gently release. Now from here, we'll come into chair pose. Keeping the feet hips width distance, start to bend the knees, send the hips back, arms come forward. From your chair pose, bring your hands to the center of your chest. Take an inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, we'll twist to our right. Now, from here, you'll release your left arm down. So again, if you have a block, you can place it in between both feet. Otherwise, the fingertips or the palm comes in between both legs. Again, try and have this left tricep inside the left knee. From here, you can raise your right arm up to the sky. Now, next option, if you'd like, internally rotate that right arm, bend the elbow, and release the back of the hand to your lower back. Really open up that right shoulder. Keep squeezing the knees in towards each other. If you want to go a little further, draw that left hand back. Maybe it tucks in between that left thigh. Keep pressing down through both heels. Let's stay for 2 more breaths here. Nice long deep breaths. One more deep breath. And exhale, gently release into your forward fold. We'll come back up into our chair pose. So knees bend, arms come forward to start. Draw the hands in towards the center. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, we'll twist to the left this time. Keep drawing that right hip back. Most likely it comes forward. Now again, release the right hand down to the inside edge. Pinkies, palm down, or on a block. Make sure this right tricep is on the inside of that right knee. And then you lift that left arm as you twist and look up towards the sky. You can stay here or internally rotate. Thumb comes forward and back, palm faces away. Bend the elbow, place the back of the hand to the lower back. Really open up that left shoulder. And last option, go a little bit further. Maybe you tuck that left hand inside that right thigh. Keep drawing the knees in towards each other. Press down through both heels. Stay for 2 more breaths here. One more deep breath in your variation of your twisted chair. And exhale, gently release into your forward fold. Whew. Let's press down through the feet. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to the shins, nice flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, arms out and up. Lift back up to stand, arms overhead. And exhale, hands down through center and down to the sides. Oof. All right. This is turning into a quad stretch and strengthener as well. Come into a nice wide-legged stance. So about one leg's distance apart, 3 to 4 feet. You can extend your arms out. If you're to drop something below your wrists, that's about where your ankles would be. But have your feet nice and parallel, heels behind those center toes. And we'll add a couple forward folds here. So first one, just press down through your feet. Place your hands at your hips. You can gently press your tailbone down with your thumbs. You can try and feel it release as these hip points raise up to your front bottom ribs. So let's inhale as we add a slight back bend, look up, heart raises. And exhale, we'll start to hinge forward. Press down through the feet. Keep starting to hinge forward, come down halfway, try to draw the kneecaps up towards the hips. And then you can release the hands down either to blocks, fingertips, or palms come to the mat. Just keep them shoulder width distance. Now you can gently start to release forward a little bit more, bending the elbows, letting the head hang heavy, slight tuck of the chin. If your arms are on the mat, you can begin to walk them back. Maybe your wrists line up with your ankles. Just still have your fingers facing forward. Try to shift more weight into the toes, but keep the heels on the mat.
Again, keep drawing those kneecaps up towards the hips. It really engages the muscle, gives you more stability. Let's stay for one more breath here. And now gently start to walk your hands back out. Lift yourself up halfway wherever you are. Slight bend in knees as you bring your hands back to your hips. Press down through your feet and inhale, lift back up. All right, now we have the option to add the arms here. So we have a couple different options for our arms. You can Garudasana arms if you'd like. You can do whatever version you'd like. You can wrap your hands behind you, clasp your fingers. You can grab opposite elbows. So just do what works for you. Last option, fingers down, wrist on your low back. So just see what comes natural, see what makes sense, see what you want to try. You can switch halfway if you want to. I'm going to clasp my fingers behind my back. So choose whatever works for you. Draw your tailbone down. Inhale as you lift your heart up. And exhale, keep that chest open as you start to hinge forward. Come down halfway, pause for a moment as you take an inhale to lengthen again. And exhale, fold forward again. Drop that head down. Maybe you're lifting your arms off your back. Maybe if you're in eagle arms, you're just drawing the backs of your shoulders down your back. Again, keep shifting the weight into the toes, drawing the kneecaps up. Staying for one more breath. Press down through the feet and inhale, lift up halfway. Release your arms, place them back on your hips. Slight bend in the knees as you press your feet, lift yourself back up to standing. Keep your legs wide. We'll do that one more time. So we'll switch whatever you had. If you had eagle arms, whichever arm, switch it on the bottom. If you're clasping your fingers or your elbows, switch whichever one you had. So here we go. Draw that tailbone down, lift those frontal hip points up. Broaden those collarbones. Inhale as you gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. As you come about halfway, take one more inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Let that head hang heavy, slight tuck of the chin. Keep pressing down through the feet as you shift more weight forward. Maybe this is your deepest and best wide-legged forward fold. Keep rolling the shoulders up and back. Staying for two more breaths here. One more breath. And exhale, gently release the arms to the hips as you lift up halfway. Bend the knees, press the feet into the mat, and lift all the way back up. Hands at the hips. Just heel toe the feet back into hips width distance. You can shake out the legs a little bit as you come back to the top of your mat. All right, at the top of our mat, feet are hips width distance, arms down to the sides, palms face forward. Let's inhale as we raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, step your right foot back, step your left foot back into plank. Knees down or up, shift forward, bend the elbows back, lower all the way to the mat. Uncurl the back toes, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, lift up into your cobra. Just staying for one breath here. And exhale, gently release the forehead down. Curl the toes under. Press yourself all the way up into down dog. Come through tabletop if you need to. Staying here for a couple breaths. Keep pressing down through the base of each finger and each palm, especially the index and the thumb. They like to come up off the mat here. Pressing those down engages and rolls the triceps in. Letting your head hang heavy, pressing the heels back and down. Staying for one more breath here. Now inhale as you gaze forward. Actually, stay in our down dog here. So just let your head hang heavy. Let's lift that right leg up and back to hip height. Bend the right knee, send it into your chest as you shift your torso forward. Step the right foot up to the top of the mat. So we're in that high lunge again. Keep that back knee off the mat if you can, otherwise drop it. So we'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, gently release the hands down to the center of your chest in your prayer pose. So we'll inhale as we lengthen. Exhale, we'll twist to our right. As we twist, we'll extend both arms out, palms face away. Keep that right knee tracking over that right ankle, hugging both legs in towards each other. Staying for one more breath. And exhale, turn back to center. Bring both hands back into the center of your chest. And exhale, release the arms out to the side. We're coming into our eagle arms again. So we're wrapping the right arm below, left arm on top. Do your version of eagle pose with your arms. Staying for one more breath here. All right, here's the fun part. We're going to start to shift forward, press up off our back heel, and step our left foot up. Come into warrior three with your eagle arms. So as you hinge forward, that left leg comes up to hip height. Gently soften that left hip down, but keep raising that left thigh up. So now your torso is completely level with the mat. If you're in eagle arms, draw the elbows away from you if you can, but still draw the shoulders down your back. Stay for one more breath. Press down through the heel. We're still balancing, so now lift yourself back up. Draw the left knee up in towards your chest. And now release the left knee to the outside edge of that right knee. So we're crossing the left knee over the right, and we'll send our hips down. We're coming into our full eagle pose here. So wrapping the left knee around the right, around and on top. We're gently starting to send our hips down. Shift your hips back a little bit more. Keep raising those elbows up. You can stay here, or if you'd like, you can start to hinge forward. Have your elbows cross in front of your knees. Keep breathing. We're here for 2 more breaths. I know this is tough, but we got it. One more breath. See if you can press down through that foot. Lift yourself back up. Lift your left knee back up in toward your chest. And exhale, come back into your warrior three just for a moment. Release your arms, release your palms down to the mat. Step the left foot back into your high lunge. Whew. All right, step that right foot back. Shift forward, knees up or down. Bend the elbows back, lower all the way down to the mat. Uncurl the back toes. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Lift up into your version of cobra. Baby half or full cobra. Broaden those collarbones. Staying for one more breath. And exhale, gently release. Curl those toes under. Press yourself up into down dog. Come through tabletop first, if you need to. In our down dog, we'll lift the left leg up to hip height. Knee down, toes down, flexing the left foot. Bend the left knee, send it into your chest. Shift the torso forward. Step the left foot up to the top of the mat. Keep that right knee up off the mat. Inhale as you lift the arms up, raising up into your high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Now from here, release the hands down through the center. Keep hugging the legs towards each other. Inhale as you lengthen. And exhale, twist to your left from the navel up. So pelvis stays neutral. Once you've twisted, release both arms out. Shoulder height, palms face away. Keep hugging the legs in towards each other, keeping this left knee on top of the left ankle. Stay for one more breath. Exhale, turn back to center, both palms in towards the center. And now release both arms out to the sides. We'll wrap into our eagle arms, left arm on the bottom, right arm on the top. Do your version of eagle arms. Staying here for a breath. We know what's coming. I know it's tough, but don't worry. We got this. So we'll start to shift forward. Press up off our back foot. Start to raise that right leg up to the sky. Come into our warrior three. So that right leg is up at hip height, flexing the toes, and our torso is parallel with the ground. Try to drop that right hip down slightly, but keep pressing back through the right heel. Let's stay for one more breath. And exhale. We're still lifting back up now. Bending the right knee. Bring it up to hip height. Keep your arms where they are. And now send that right knee on top of the left knee and start to lower your hips into our full eagle pose here. Get your balance. Send the hips back. Bending both knees to your capacity.
Keep raising those elbows up, keeping your balance here. You have the option to stay here. If you'd like, you can hinge forward, elbows over the knees. Here for 2 more breaths. Wherever you are, nice deep inhales and exhales. 1 more breath. Press down through that left foot, gently and slowly lift back up. Raise the right knee back up to hip height. And exhale, release that right leg back into warrior 3 just for a moment. Oof. And then release your arms down to the mat. Step the right leg back. Step the left leg back. Release your knees down to the mat. Shift your hips forward, bend the elbows back, lower all the way to the mat. Stay here for a moment. Top to the feet to the mat. We'll add our final little shoulder opener here. Don't worry, it's slightly restful. So let's extend both arms out, shoulder height, palms face down. We'll start with the left fingertips. So tent up on those left fingertips. And from here, with your right palm down, start to roll yourself onto your left side. So as you roll onto your left side, you'll really start to feel that right shoulder open up. If this is a little too much, you can bring the right hand a little bit closer to your hips. Otherwise, keep it up at shoulder height. Either way, palms should be down. You can rest the side of your head on the mat. You can walk your left fingertips in a little bit more, whatever works for you. Now you have the option to stay here. Next option, you'll bend the left knee, then the left knee points up towards the sky. Release the back of the left foot behind that right knee. Just allows yourself to open up a little bit more. Now I definitely can't do this next one, but if you'd like, you can bend your right knee and add your bottom of the right foot next to the left foot so that both knees face up towards the sky. That's beyond my capability, so good luck if you want to try it yourself. It just further opens up and adds a little more of a twist. Let's just stay for 1 more breath here. And if either of your knees are bent, just gently begin to straighten both of them and roll back onto your belly, nice and slowly. Keep both arms up at shoulder height, palms face down. We'll switch to the other side. So begin to tent up on those right fingertips. Start to roll onto your left side. Left side of your head, rest on the mat. Again, move the left hand a little bit closer to your hips if it's feeling like a little bit too much right now. You can walk those right fingertips in a little bit more. Now the option is to stay here if you'd like. Bend the right knee. Right knee points up towards the sky. Release the bottom of the right foot behind that left knee. Staying here for a couple breaths. If you'd like, you can bend that left knee and add it next to the right knee so that both knees are pointing up. Feet are next to each other. Good luck. Let's just stay for 2 more breaths. Nice, slow, deep breaths. And 1 more breath here. And gently release. Re-straighten both knees. Start to come back onto your belly. From here, bring both elbows or cross your hands, grab opposite elbows in front of you. Or release your forehead down onto your little pillow that you made. From here, bend both knees. Bottoms of the feet up towards the sky. And just gently rock your knees from side to side. And come back to stillness. Release both legs down. And we'll gently roll onto our backs. Just get there the easiest way that you know. And from your back, gently start to bend your knees. And walk your feet back towards your hips so that your heels are underneath your knees. We're setting up for a bridge pose. We'll have a couple variations to try here. So feet are hips width distance, heels behind the center toes, knees are hips width distance directly over the heels.
Start with the arms down to the sides, palms face down. Let's press the feet down into the mat, and on your inhale, lift the hips up, pelvis up, chest up into your bridge pose. Keep spinning those inner thighs in and down to keep the knees, hips with distance. They always want to separate out. Keep pressing those feet down. Option to stay here, or next option, if you'd like, you can roll the shoulders under so you're on your triceps. And then final option, if you'd like to clasp your hands, bring your fingers together, palms touch, straighten the arms, and then maybe your pinkies touch the mat. Keep opening and broadening the shoulders wherever you are. Maybe you raise up just a little bit more for one more breath. And exhale, release the arms out to the side. Gently roll down from the top of the spine. Low back is the last to arrive. Just stay for a couple deep breaths here. We'll have the option to add on to that by lifting one leg each. So you can repeat what we just did, or if you'd like, we'll be lifting either leg. So here we go. Starting with both feet hips width distance, heels behind the center toes, directly underneath the knees, arms down to the sides. Press the feet down into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips up, pelvis up, chest up into your bridge pose. Now you have the option to stay here. Next option, you can roll the shoulders underneath, clasp your hands. Do the opposite finger on top if you clasped earlier. Bring the wrists to touch, straighten the arms. See if you can bring those pinkies down towards the mat. And now you can stay here, or otherwise we're going to lift our legs one at a time, not both. Don't worry. So we'll draw the right knee in towards our chest, straighten that right leg so that the bottom of the right foot faces up towards the sky. Keep pressing that left foot down. Try to raise that right heel up to the sky. Stay for one more breath. Draw the right knee in, release that right foot down, switching right to the other side. Left knee in towards your chest. Straighten that left leg up to the sky, flexing the foot, pressing the left heel up towards the sky. Keep spinning that inner right thigh in and down. One more breath here. And gently bend the knee. Release the foot down. Gently release the arms out to the side. Roll down from the top of the spine. Low back, last to arrive. All right, the hard work is done. Let the knees fall into touch. Heel toe your feet out to the width of the mat. And just stay here for a couple breaths. So knees touch, feet out to the width of the mat. Now just gently let your knees rock from side to side, very slowly here. And just bring your knees back to center. Separate the knees and the feet hips width distance. Now hug the knees in towards your chest. We'll add a spinal twist. You can either keep your knees together just like they are, let them fall off to the left side. Otherwise, you can wrap your right knee on top. If you want to go a little bit further, maybe you wrap the right feet. It's kind of like the eagle pose if you want to wrap it a little bit more than you can. And then you can let the knees drop off to the left side. So either way, if you want to just keep your knees together, or if you want to wind them, do what works for you. Just either option that you choose, try to have your knees up at hips height or a little bit farther. If they're a little bit lower, that provides or that really stresses the low back out more than what we want. So extend both arms out, shoulder height, palms face up, either to a T or a field goal pose, whatever space you have. But now keep that right shoulder rooted on the mat. So if you need to raise your knees up to make that happen, I'd rather you keep that right shoulder down. If you want to use your left palm to gently press those knees down, adding a little bit to the stretch. Last option is to turn your neck to look over those right fingertips. And stay for 3 long, deep breaths here. Maybe you come back to your counting breaths that we did at the beginning of practice. Just remembering that the breath is the most vital thing that we were born with and that keeps us going in life. Always good to give some appreciation to it. One more deep breath here. And gently bring the gaze back up towards the ceiling. Let the knees fall back up to center. Release the wind if you have them or the bind. And we'll switch to the other side. So you can repeat what you did on that side. Either just keep the knees together as you hug them in, release them off to the side, or you can wrap your left knee on top. If you'd like, you can wrap your feet as well. And then you let your knees fall off to the right side. Again, try to have those knees at least up at hip height. Arms are still extended out, palms face up, and keep that left shoulder on the mat. You can use the right palm to gently press those knees down slightly. The last option is to gaze over the left arm towards those left fingertips. Nice spinal twist here. Staying for 3 long, deep breaths. One more nice deep breath here. And gently, gaze comes back up towards the ceiling. Knees come back up, release the bind if you have it. Draw both knees back in towards your chest. Giving a happy baby. So knees separate out wide. Flexing both feet, bringing the bottoms of the feet to face up towards the sky. Keep the low back on the mat. You can either grab the outside of your thighs, outside of your calves, or if you grab the outside of your feet, make sure your arms are on the inside edge of your knee. Wherever you are, you're drawing the knees down towards the mat as the bottoms of your feet face up towards the sky. You can stay here if you're one that likes to rock left and right. You can try that. Don't worry if you get stuck on one side. It happens to the best of us. Just get yourself and roll yourself back up to center. Can you think back to when you were less than 1 year old and you were a baby and you were on your back like this? Not many of us have memories from then. So sometimes we have to recreate those. All right, coming back to center, releasing the legs of the feet. Hug the knees back into your chest one last time. Give a nice squeeze. Lift your head and your shoulders off the mat. Come into an egg shape as you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, extend both legs, extend both arms overhead. Point the toes, extend the fingers away from your body. And one last full body stretch here. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale, gently release. Arms down to the sides, hi Coney. Palms face up. Let the knees and the feet fall off to the side. Begin to settle into your Shavasana pose. Final pose of our practice today. This is a time to release any last little bit of tension you may have in your body. Release any judgment you may have over your practice as well. Just be grateful that you showed up today and you have a body with so many different capabilities of moving, stretching, strengthening, and just being. Your eyes can start to soften or your gaze can close completely. Release any control over the breath. Just be.
And just begin to bring some awareness back into your body. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes, rotate your wrists and your ankles, and switch directions in those rotations. And come back to stillness for one last breath here on your back. And you can begin to gently bend your knees as you roll over to one side of your body. As you roll over, let your top arm rest on your bottom, top knee rest on your bottom knee. Stay for a breath here on your side. Now try to keep your eyes closed or your gaze softened as you use your top arm to press yourself up to a comfortable cross-legged seated position to complete your practice today. As you come into your comfortable seat, palms can rest on the tops of your knees, palms can face up, or bring your hands into the center of your chest. Let's all take a nice deep inhale in together. Through the mouth, exhale. Thank you for joining me in practice today. The light and love in me acknowledges and honors the light and love in each one of you. Thank you. Peace. All right. Thank you all so much for practice today. On behalf of myself and Coney, who is nearby, Oliver, I think, made an appearance earlier. I want to just thank you all so much for joining me on this Friday evening. Had a lot of fun doing our chest and our shoulder openers this week. If you have any suggestions for next week, I'm not sure what I have planned, but I'll definitely announce that. So if you have any interest or feedback, feel free to share that either in the chat, the comments, or my contact info is in the video description as well. Oh, Ellen, namaste. Thank you so much. It's always great to see you checking in. I'm glad you're enjoying classes. So yeah, so I hope you feel great. Take however you feel into the weekend. Crush it. Meet me back next week for classes if you're interested. Next class will be Monday at 7 p.m. So I will see you there if you will be there. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend and I will see you next time. Again, my name is Daniel with Daniel Lee Yoga. I will see you next time. Peace.